Okay, hello and welcome to today's Community Spotlight, where I interview local companies I know and trust and introduce them to you. I'm your host, Ben Campbell, and today I'm here with Quinn Anderson at First National Bank. So Quinn and I are in B&I together, and everything about Quinn is fantastic except one thing. He's a Packers fan. That is
my best quality.
Yeah, shit. So, okay, Quinn, so how did you get into the banking business?
Yeah, so originally not from Alaska, moved up here about 10 years ago. When I left Seattle, I had left the worst job of my entire life. It was the worst sales job, to the point where I came up here and I said, I am never doing sales ever again. I will swing a hammer, I will be a desk jockey, I don't care.
Paintbrush?
I will use a paintbrush, but I said, I'm done with sales.
Yeah.
After about 3 weeks of not finding a job, that tone had kind of switched a little bit. A family friend of my wife's sister is Betsy Lauer.
Mm-hmm.
So she said, hey, would you ever want to get into banking? Didn't really have any idea what that entailed. So I said, yeah, sure, I guess I'd be a teller.
Yeah.
And put me in contact with Betsy. She in turn put me in touch with the head of HR, and we just had a conversation. And she said, Quinn, you can't not be in sales. That's all you've been in. So she said, I think if you were to go do like HR or something behind the screens, you would lose your mind. So she said, let's get you into sales. So I started at the bank November 17th, 2014, and kind of just rose my way up to lending. So it's been great.
Fantastic. Good.
Yeah.
10 years. I know, man. This is my 15th year in business. It's a blink.
Yeah.
It's quick. Okay, so what's one thing everyone should know about hiring you or using this bank? So.
Yeah, I would say I think the nice thing about a local bank like First National Bank Alaska is being locally owned. All decisions are done locally here, like in my office.
That's nice.
We can think outside the box. I don't have to adhere to, well, this is how we do a loan, and you better make it work, or sorry, it's not going to be for you. Mm-hmm. And that allows us to get real creative with a lot of different business owners in Alaska, whether it's seasonal fishermen, slope workers, the seasonal tourist business. There's a lot of uniqueness about Alaska that I don't think a lot of businesses down in the lower 48 have to deal with. So giving us that kind of control as to make lending our own has been super nice. Everyone at the bank is a salaried employee. We get no bonuses, we get no commissions. So that I'm not going to actively try to push a bad loan on someone.
Good, yeah.
So I can make an extra commission. I'm going to make my salary regardless. And I think a lot of people can appreciate that.
Absolutely. And I mean, First National Bank's the name, right? I mean, it's been here since, it's been 100 years.
Yeah.
100 years. Yeah. So that let alone is like, how many businesses do you know have been in business for 100 years?
Right.
I mean, that's extremely limited.
Right.
So.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, so I mean, it kind of goes a little bit on to the same thing, but what would you say is kind of unique,
Yeah, so I think going off of that year, so actually yesterday, Thursday, we just celebrated 103 years in business.
Gosh.
Family owned, it's been locally held here, which, 103 years is wild.
Yeah. And they have the greatest jingle.
That's a good one. I was looking at, we have, different levels of employment at the bank. And so an officer like myself, I looked it up. I asked HR, I said, what's the average tenure of an officer at the bank? And they said 14.2 years.
Wow.
And for like a teller, customer service rep, the average life of that employee is 6.8 years. So I think that's a testament to the bank.
Yeah.
And we've been voted the best place to work for 9 years in a row.
Whoa.
Nice. So I do think there's a lot of great things that come with that.
Fantastic. That's awesome. My favorite one. What's your favorite movie?
I was going back and forth. It was either anything Denzel Washington, like American Gangster, or
what about Remember the Titans?
Oh, that's a classic.
Oh, it's so good, but
or Dumb and Dumber.
Oh yes.
So I think I'm gonna lean. I think I'm gonna give the nod to Dumb and Dumber.
Fantastic. I didn't watch the new one because I heard it was awful, and I didn't want to ruin it.
No, you don't want to. Don't change it.
But the first one is the absolute best.
I do think you can put that in all cinema top 10.
Yeah.
Not Godfather, all that. No, you could put it in there top 10.
That is such a good movie. I forgot. Okay, and what's the best way for them to reach you?
Yeah, you can go to First National, the website, and just type in my name. All my contact information comes up there. My email is qanderson@fnbalaska.com. My cell phone number is area code 512-660-1626. And always have it on me, and look forward to working with Alaska business owners.
Awesome. All right. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.